Solving Artist 34. How's it going? Oh, okay. Cool. No judging here. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for hanging out with me here. We're about to get it started here.
Lord knows, ain't no time to play. Come in.
Wanna be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala. Caller, get tonight. The road tight got
And we are just doing season simulation. I'm actually not playing the games, just having the computer sim them. And I actually get to sit back and enjoy the games with you this way. That and I completely suck balls. So, there we go. Good luck, Bulls. Going against GS Dub.
Right now on 2K TV, NBA and 2K legend Shaquille O'Neal. We recap the first My Team Unlimited game day, hear from Pretty Loves Pink, and your top plays.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel and welcome to this week's episode of NBA 2K TV. We are fortunate to have the legend and three-time NBA 2K cover athlete Shaquille O'Neal as a regular on 2K TV. We caught up with him while he was filming the 2K19 studio show, and as usual, there were some hijinks.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for the Warriors, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. And with all of Curry's talents, one of the great shooters of all time, maybe the greatest. Kenny, where does he stand among all-time great players, period?
Wow, all-time players. Now that's a different.
All-time great players, period.
Well, he's starting to get in the discussion because of the multiple MVP
things and the championships. Because the greatest players in the world, not only have they won awards, but they've won multiple championships. So he's moving into that category right now.
To add on to what Kenny is saying, it's about something you can hear and something you can wear.
What's that?
Rings, baby.
Ooh.
Rings.
You can hear them.
2 rings won't get it. 3, maybe. 4, 5, woo, 6, ah.
Okay.
I just can't add anything to that. Oh.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Warriors take to the road. And get ready for another dose of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sideline. And, of course, they're still without Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and Kevin, that deals a major blow to this team. And now the identity may have to change with him not in the lineup. Not even sure what that identity is going to be as of yet, but of all the guys to lose, he's the last one you wanted to see go down.
Impossible to replace a player of his magnitude, certainly not with one guy. This is going to have to be a collective effort.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, Steph Curry is the 2-time league MVP, and Steve Kerr says he's maybe the most impactful offensive player ever. He puts fear into defenses like no one I've ever seen. No one's been able to shoot off the dribble from 35 feet. It changes the entire game. Kevin?
A game changer indeed. DA, thank you. Maybe it's no longer a surprise. A couple rookies, Doris, who we thought would take some time to develop, are already contributing.
It's no question about it, and more rookies are being asked to play a larger role in their particular teams. And I think what you have to be struck by is the fact that we're not talking about 21 and 22-year-old rookies anymore, Kevin. We're talking about guys that have very limited collegiate experience, and yet everyone wants an immediate return. And I think it's nothing more than a sign of the times. Guys are dreaming about the NBA from the time they first pick up a ball, and what we get is the result of that.
Now Golden State's starting 5. Curry and Thompson are the 1 and the 2. Iguodala and Green the duo at forward. And it's Cousins in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Well, back-to-back titles for the Golden State Warriors since the arrival of Kevin Durant. You think about the Western Conference Finals a year ago, the Rockets gave them a run for their money, but no one able to impede the progress of this championship procession.
And the first one at the line is good. And through last season, the Warriors boasting the most wins of any team, Doris, over a 5-year span in NBA history.
They are simply shattering records for wins left and right, and if they keep this core together, there's no sign that this is going to slow down anytime soon.
And Parker drops them both. Curry with it. Iguodala outside. They set the screen. Screen by Cousins. Thompson. Rebound by Parker. Now the Bulls with it. Levine wide open. Bangs home the trifecta.
Now, this is a guy who entered the league able to hit from deep, but not all that efficiently. Now Levine better with his shot selection.
Now here's Curry. He's coming off a 19-point game against Brooklyn. It's good from long range.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Well, I love how personal this thing is getting. If you drain a 3 on me, anything you can do, I can do better.
Here's Parker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. A floater, and it's rebounded by DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Lopez against Cousins. Markkanen kicks to Dunn. Markkanen sets the pick for Dunn. Another three for Chicago.
Well, just so deft at finding angles to score in a pick-and-roll situation. Nice job by Chris Dunn.
Andre Iguodala had some versatility coming into the league, but Doris, he's now developed into the ultimate chameleon.
Well, Steve Kerr calls Andre Iguodala maybe the smartest player he's ever coached. And think about since he's entered the league, he's become stronger and a more consistent shooter. He understands exactly what the team needs moment to moment. This guy's completely unselfish, makes the right plays. I mean, this guy is a perfect player for any system. We're just going to call him Mr. Zach LaVine, another highlight reel finish.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Now, here's Thompson. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. Dunn kicks to Parker. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Thompson passes to Iguodala. On the wing, Thompson. Guarded by LaVine. 6 to shoot. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Thompson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, that mid-range J is so nice. Klay Thompson, automatic.
Lopez outside. Pass to Markkanen. To the left wing. Markkanen sets the pick for Dunn. Cousins pulls it in.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Stolen by Markkanen. Dunn outside. Green against Parker. Pass to Markkanen. He kicks it to Dunn. Shot clock at 6. Lopez a screen. LaVine inside the three-point line. That one doesn't drop. And Golden State will come the other way. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
Well, I couldn't agree more, Greg. Situations like that you hope build character, but they need to knock down the free throws, bottom line.
Thompson misses.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding. I think one thing you think about when you talk about Steve Kerr is how much he has relished having an opportunity to coach an amazing collection of talent. He knows more perhaps than most that great players are required to be successful. That doesn't mean it's an easy job. You've got to manage expectations year after year.
Warriors trail by 5. Here's Cousins, and then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, you get a sense of the recognition from Steph Curry and how quickly he moves through his progressions because, boy, if you're open, he's going to give it to you.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And as you watch Kerr, he really has his own distinct coaching style.
How about Kevin? He once said that coaching is 90% creating environment and 10% strategy. Now, listen, we know this guy is tremendous with X and O's, but there's something helpful about his sense of humor and his upfront, honest approach.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Portis comes in for Lauri Markkanen. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Parker. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Chris Dunn. Different look here for the Warriors. Bell, he's checked in for Green. Jerebko comes in for Andre Iguodala. Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And Quinn Cook subbed in for Steph Curry. Now here's Valentine. And again, Chicago, no good. Cousins inside, defended by Carter. Bucket is good. Livingston's got his first bucket in this one. Levine kicks to Carter. Back to Levine, trying to get back on track. That's in there. Carter with the assist. And that's now 7 points for Zach Levine. Passes it to Cousins. He dishes it to Jerebko. 9 feet out. Again, Golden State.
Only one thing on his mind when Cousins has the ball. In that position, he's going to finish.
We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first. Portis sets the pick for Levine. Over Cook. Got it. Nice one there from Levine. Levine's got 9.
Increasingly comfortable from the mid-range now. Levine rises and fires.
Here is Cook, guarded by Levine. Cook kicks to Cousins. Over Carter, and another basket for Golden State.
Can't forget about the mid-range, Jay. Cousins rising up with confidence from there.
And don't go away. We'll be right back. The arrival certainly of Kevin Durant fortified an already great Warriors team. Teammate Steph Curry spoke about what KD brings to the table.
Gives us a different dynamic that we can count on. He's obviously an all-world talent that does things on the court that not many people can do. You know, he's hungry, just like the rest of us, to get to that stage again and get back on top.
You know, Greg, KD and Steph are a lethal combination for sure, nearly impossible to guard.
I mean, both former MVPs, and with the talent surrounding them, a chance to make history.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
I'll tell you, they've simply been more assertive in the open floor. They're leaking out early, converting with confidence.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Bulls, we've got Valentine. Portis is out there with Carter. Then it's Zach Levine, and it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. Well, Doris, we've seen how much organizations set the tone, set the culture from the top on down. What common traits have you seen among successful team ownership?
Well, boy, oh boy, so many, I think. Obviously, there has to be some level of financial commitment. You have to be willing to hire good talent. You have to be willing to hire coaches that you believe either developmentally are going to have a bright future, or if you're hiring an experienced coach with championship pedigree, are you willing to pay those types of positions? What is your commitment to the non-traditional aspects that we've seen take a more informed role in how decisions are made? What is your analytics department made up of? What is your nutrition, your strength and conditioning, your training program? Are you hiring top-level professionals across the board? And then to me, it's always about, there's a great quote that says, any organization is defined by the worst behavior tolerated at the top of the leadership position.
And Chicago has possession, following the score by Golden State. Portis sets the pick for Valentine. Out to Carter for 3. It's rebounded by Livingston.
The defense lost him there, and he should have made him pay.
Here is Cook, guarded by Levine. Bell passes to Cook. Over in the corner, Cousins. Bell dishes to Livingston. Over Holiday. Livingston, no luck.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Carter sets the pick for Valentine. Outside Holiday. Portis the screen. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got it all tied up now for the Bulls.
Perfect example of how to set a great screen. Set your feet, stand firm.
Screen by Cousins. Livingston kicks to Cousins. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Cousins has got 8.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. And guys, Cousins blindsided fans and players alike by going to Golden State this past offseason. Cousins knew he'd have to take a prove-it type deal when he entered free agency after that Achilles tear. The deal with the Warriors was put together and finalized fast, and kudos to the Warriors front office for striking when the iron was hot.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Draymond Green is a former Defensive Player of the Year, and he remembers his motivation. They said I fell in the draft because what position would I guard? I'll never forget that. I'm comfortable guarding any position. When I'm playing against big guys, I battle even harder. You have to prove a point. I won't be a pushover. Kevin?
Yeah, he never backs down. Thanks, David.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loop shots.
First one falls for him. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Lopez, he's checked in for Carter. Markkanen comes in for Bobby Portis. Jabari Parker's checked in for Justin Holiday. And it's done in for Zach LaVine. Then for the Warriors, Green, he's checked in for Cousins. Klay Thompson comes in for Sean Livingston. And Curry subbed in for Cook. Yaredko hits them both.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Bulls trail by 4. Dunn passes to Valentine. Back to Dunn. Screen by Parker. Now here's Dunn. Markkanen a screen on Curry. Dunn attacking. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Golden State. The Bulls shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
The free throw drops in for Dunn.
Yeah, Chris Dunn tantalized the NBA guys with his elite speed, his playmaking ability. There were some question marks about his decision-making, but I think that's about repetition.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Yaredko. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Doris, when you talk about coaching, aside from wins and losses, how can you gauge if a coach is doing a good job?
Well, you make a great point, Kevin, because if an organization is in a rebuild situation, then winning is almost impossible because you're outgunned and outmanned every single night. So to evaluate those coaches, here are the things I would look at. 1, are you maximizing the talent at your disposal? Are your player development skills at such a degree that you're seeing incremental improvement improvement from the guys on your roster? And then ultimately, Kevin, are guys playing hard? Are they competitive every night? Even if the wins don't necessarily show in the box score at the end of the regular season, the reality is, are you playing hard? Are you competitive?
Apparently tell me
and
that
almost
they were
no
gay.
hesitation when the D is laying off them there.
To say that was
just
cool.
cashing in easily.
And after thinking about that for the last, I don't know, 25 minutes or so,
and Markkanen throws it down.
which now
and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there.
Wow, what are you, like the Scream Police or
Curry
something?
dishes to Iguodala. Kicks it to Thompson.
Watch out,
Here's
yo.
the pick. Over Valentine.
Watch out
The
out
shot
there.
by Thompson,
Our,
no good.
streamers.
As long as they can
Solving-
hang on to this lead, he
solving
won't
artist
have to
or
answer for what's been an
is,
off night for him.
on the
It's
hunt.
good.
And the height Dunn possesses is what allows him to see the floor so well. So good at setting up his guys for quality shots.
Here's Curry. Jabari Parker making his last shot. Curry passes to Thompson. Curry against Dunn. Green with a screen on Dunn. Curry outside. It's hauled in by the Bulls. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
And offensively, that night, it seemed like anytime they took one step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
It didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. Really difficult to win that way.
Here's Curry. Chris Dunn making his last shot. Outside, Green. Green, the screen. 5 to shoot. Curry
Beast
with
mode,
now
78-70.
guarded by Valentine.
Hey, thanks for
Curry,
that follow.
Well, this guy's not just an outside shooter. I mean, we most identify Steph Curry as the greatest shooter in the NBA
possibly.
right now, but gets
Possibly.
inside there. That's pretty.
Dunn kicks to Markkanen.
I'll shoot you that follow back after my stream ends. How's that?
Lopez a screen. Curry against Dunn. Parker outside. Over Iguodala. Draymond Green grabs the miss.
Boy, just enough defensive attention to throw that shot off target.
From the arc. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Iguodala. And now a 5-point Warrior lead. Parker right side. Over Iguodala. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Warriors lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here by Steve Kerr. Coach, great offense from your guys in the first half. What got you to lead?
I started calling some great plays for Steph Curry.
That's why you're the coach of the year, Steve. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of one. The second quarter largely belonged to them as they took charge of the game and jumped out to a 5-point lead at the break. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted, playing an outstanding game. They can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
You know, I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Setting the floor for the Warriors, Iguodala and Green, the duo at forward. The tremendous pair of Curry and Clay in the backcourt. And it's Cousins in at the 5 down low.
And, of course, we know about DeMarcus Cousins last season and the torn Achilles. I'm just glad to see him back out on the floor and fully recovered. He's put in a lot of work in terms of rehab to make sure that he could get back to doing what he does best.
First one falls for him. And with Cousins and that injury, never an easy one to come back from.
Yeah, it's true. But fortunately, Cousins has the kind of skill set that he's going to be effective no matter when he's on the floor. And great outside shot, the footwork, very smooth in terms of ball handling for that position. And most of the players who aren't the same after an Achilles tear don't have the same skill set that Cousins possesses. That's why I think he'll be fine once he recovers from this injury.
Now, here's Dunn. The pass to Markkanen. Screened by Parker. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Just a little hesitation on that release, right? His timing looked a bit off.
And Green gets it to go.
And right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, just look at the score.
No, there's no doubt. You can see it. The lead continues to grow. They're not slowing down. I love the pressure they're applying.
Parker against Iguodala. Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut back down to a 7-point margin, getting the points there from Parker.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Now here's Green. Thompson, high post. Had the space there, but it's offline.
Now, great look on that, just a little out of rhythm.
Yeah, he looked like he forced that a little bit. Just needs to take his time. Got to make these shots right now.
Iguodala against Parker. On the wing, Levine. Markkanen a screen on Thompson. Levine can't hit. Warriors leading by 7. Here's Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
I think you pay the consequences if you leave Draymond Green's teammates open. He has a knack for getting the basketball where it needs to be.
Levine kicks to Lopez. Here's Parker. 8 points for him. Off the pick to the inside, and Lopez throws it down.
Lopez tough to contain in the pick and roll as the cutter because he provides a big target and can get a shot up fast.
And the Warriors decide to take their first timeout here.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
So for the Bulls, Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Bobby Portis comes in for Markkanen, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Dunn. Golden State also making some changes. Jerebko's checked in for Iguodala. Livingston comes in for Thompson, and Quinn Cook subbed in for Steph Curry. Here's Levine. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Boy, that's a tough shot. Levine showing some intensity inside.
Cook dishes to Cousins. Over Carter, and it's Cousins. That time on the assist from Cook. Cousins has got 6 points in the quarter.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Over to the left wing. Carter, the pass to Parker. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And where have the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Warriors.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line. Warriors leading by 6. Cook kicks to Green. Back to Cook. Green, the screen. Shoots over Portis. It's rebounded by Portis. Bulls have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Outside, Levine. Outside, Portis. Portis sets the pick for Holiday. From deep three-point range, and the foul on Wendell Carter. That is his first foul of the game. Bell is checked in for Green.
Checking in for the Warriors, Jordan Bell.
Golden State's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Bell passes to Cook. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Livingston kicks to Cousins. Over Holiday. Connects on the 9-footer. Cousins has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Seeing Cousins be this aggressive on offense, always active on this end, awesome when it comes to looking for his shot.
Here's Carter. Lays it up and banks it in.
The initial miss was the best thing that could have happened to them. He was in absolutely perfect position for the putback.
Now here's Jerebko. He's guarded closely. Cousins inside. Carter on him. And Cousins gets it to go. Cousins has got 18 points in the game. Chicago calls timeout. You look at DeMarcus Cousins. What a contribution.
I think one of the things at the top of the list in this timeout discussion has got to be the amount of room they're giving him to operate. You've got to get more bodies on him to try to disrupt his rhythm.
Valentine's checked in for Zach LaVine.
And now a moment to see the stats for Valentine. How he performed last season. Last year averaged 10 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And right now, he's just a role player, but he's working hard and contributing in spurts.
Well, we've certainly seen flashes of what this guy can do, but he has got to find a way to consistently do it if he wants to be a starter.
Now, here's Valentine. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Friday, they'll defend home court against the Indiana Pacers.
And you know, for that Knicks game, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
And the first one at the line is good. And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. And he can't hit the second. Doris, with Jordan Bell comes a highlight reel dunk waiting to happen.
You never know what could happen in transition with the tremendously athletic Jordan Bell. This guy's a high flyer, big-time fan favorite, and I love that despite the flash in his game, this guy is a grounded, high-character individual.
Here's Cousins. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
And everyone knows when Cousins controls his emotions, he's one of the very best centers in the game.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And his percentage at the line last season, right at the 75% mark.
And that one falls for DeMarcus Cousins. And the Bulls making a change here. Dunn's checked in. And Cousins drops them both.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Now here is Carter. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for the Bulls. The Warriors also with a sub. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Urebko. Good on the second free throw. 54 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Curry against Dunn. Curry kicks to Livingston. There's a screen. Screen by Cousins. Now here's Livingston, defended by Carter. Livingston, no luck. Bulls trail by 8.
If they increase the tempo, they got a chance at a 2-for-1.
Right, you can't walk it up the court right now. You've got to act fast and be aggressive.
The Warriors have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Thompson passes to Curry. Screen by Cousins. Shot clock at 5. From deep 3-point range, the shot no good. And so it's the Golden State Warriors holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Right back after this break. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Bulls trail by 8. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. Portis is out there with Markkanen. And it's Lopez in at the center position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Markkanen sets the pick for Levine. Misses off the left iron. Golden State's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Feeds to Curry. Bell trying to break loose. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Thompson. 10 points for Steph Curry.
That's just a terrific pass from Klay Thompson. My goodness.
On the wing, Levine. Lopez against Cousins. Levine kicks to Lopez. It's rebounded by Golden State. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that will be the first game of 5 straight at home. Cousins with a screen on Markkanen. Cousins with a screen for Curry. A 3-ball. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Well, he's kept them in balance tonight. This guy's shooting has put them in front.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Portis kicks to Lopez. Levine inside the 3-point line. The shot, no good. The Warriors go the other way with it. Thompson outside. Pass to Bell. Screen by Cousins. Bell dishes to Thompson. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. Look at the state of the game. International leagues getting better and better, Doris. There's no doubt about it. We see it at Olympic times and during FIBA play in between. We see a lot of NBA players who have spent time abroad, and I think they come back better.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kevin. I think wherever you can hone your craft and do it in a competitive environment where winning and losing is at stake on a nightly basis, it has so many opportunities for learning and growth. So, okay, I can't turn it over 5 times in a competitive environment, regardless of what league I'm playing in, because that's to the detriment of my team. If I'm lazy on the defensive end, I'm going to get exposed by good offensive players. To me, Kev, I love any time there's competitive basketball being played. I want to watch it.
Love that answer. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And Draymond Green, an extremely vocal leader. He's in his teammates' ears, always trying to keep them on edge, also in his opponent's ears as well. And then there's the officials. He tends to like to get in their ears as well.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to listen in on what Fred Hoiberg told his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Now, here's Lopez. Lopez, a screen on Iguodala. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Dunn misses. And Draymond Green, Greg, has been among the league leader in technicals. If you're one of his teammates or his coach, do you try to get him to dial it back?
You know, his greatest strength can probably also be his greatest weakness. That fire and motivation, really second to none. But I'd be careful not to hamper that enthusiasm.
Parker's shot is off. Warriors leading by 15. Here's Iguodala. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Markkanen's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Dunn passes to Parker. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, that's just a nice pass. This was one of college basketball's premier playmakers. Dunn showing great vision.
Now a timeout called by Golden State.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMarcus Cousins.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. Now, here's Parker, following the miss by Draymond Green. Parker, Warriors with the rebound. Green's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Thompson with the bucket.
So there's a certain precision to what Klay Thompson does. How about the release on that 3?
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Markkanen kicks to Lopez. Parker passes to Lopez. Picked by Markkanen. Levine for 3. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
This guy's been unconscious all night. Levine has the confidence and the skills to do this kind of thing nightly.
Cousins with a screen on Dunn. Here's Thompson, and the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Thompson's got 5 points in the quarter. Dunn with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Markkanen from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Curry kicks to Green. Back to Curry. Screen by Cousins. For the 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Warriors.
When you shoot this well from 3-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Cousins.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
Players going to great lengths to improve their performance and extending their prime years. We're seeing it all over the league. Doris, it amazes me.
I heard a number of LeBron James spending 7 figures a year.
Wow.
That's a 1 in 6 zeros to take care of his body.
No kidding.
Right, making an investment in your future. Understanding nutrition to training to recovery. Listen, you have a limited window, Kevin, to make money with your body if you're a professional athlete. So why you wouldn't want to extend that window as long as possible? You're playing a kid's game for fun, Kevin. Come on, let's lengthen it out if we can.
So Chicago ends up going with a new group. Jerebko's checked in for the Warriors. Livingston comes in for Andre Iguodala.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Now here's Livingston. And here is Jerebko. Golden State moving it around. Now here's Thompson. Tight defense on him, and the Warriors tack on 2 more.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Well, you can't have any room for error late in a game like this, so they put the finishing touches in style. I love how they closed.
Here's Payne after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Now Payne shoots over Curry. Payne can't hit. Here's Golden State. They're on a 17-7 run. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Curry with it. Dishes it to Jerebko. Now here's Livingston. Over Holiday. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Steph, everyone knows you do a lot of different things for this team, but what would you say your primary focus is?
Trying to just take responsibility of my defensive duties. Pushing the point guard, force them into different situations, difficult shots. Being our first, line of defense as they're bringing the ball up, putting pressure on them, and try to take them out their offense. That's a lot of great point guards in this league, so I got to be able to do that all year and try to get a good start to that this season.
That's what franchise players do, play at both ends. Thank you, Steph. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
One down, 1 to go. That wasn't great. We're on a hell of a losing streak here in Chicago. We've won 1, and we've lost 6. So, oh boy.
My little quarterback, I had to run it back. Yeah, I had to leave so I could bring it back. Look, the real is back, how real is that? I pull up in something. Hop out like it's
talking about.
All right, Shaq, so you just wrapped up your 5th season in NBA 2K.
It's been that long?
It has been that long,
Wow.
at least as a broadcaster.
That's awesome.
I wanted to know if you could kind of walk us through the process of mocap. We haven't visited this in a few years.
It's a very complicated process, but I'll try to break it down for the fans. You
Okay.
see all these little balls?
Yeah.
These balls reflect what's called the NIR, near infrared. So shoot the infrared on these balls, shoots back to the computer, they can track us. If you go around, you see all these little tracking cameras. And that's the simplest way I can put it. I can put it in Harvard information form, but the normal brain wouldn't get it.
So can we also talk about the head cam that you have to wear? Because now I'm normally not sitting in this desk, but behind me we have these little tripods set up with your guys' helmets that you've had on for the past however many hours.
The technology since we first started doing this has been much more advanced.
My head won't do it, I can't.
The head cam gets all our facial expressions, gets everything, eyebrow movements, sad faces, happy faces. And the NBA 2K crew and those guys and his staff and the technology department, they do an unbelievable job of always being ahead of the curve.
Has it gotten any more comfortable?
It's not about comfortability. It's about just, you know, coming out here, making a great game for kids, making a great game for the fans. There's nothing uncomfortable about having fun. And, you know, I'm definitely lucky. They could have picked a lot of people, so they chose me. And I'm having so much fun, I didn't realize that this was the 5th year until you said it.
And last year was your legend year. Did you
It
get...
was? No, but seriously, it was a blessing to be on the cover. Got great feedback and signed a lot of those copies. I actually bought a lot for Christmas for underprivileged kids, but it's a great opportunity.
All right, Shaq, thank you once again for being a part of the NBA 2K team and coming on 2K TV.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Happy Halloween, folks. Got a Halloween sound effect for me? Ooh, that's going to also be a breezy day.
Yes.
Good to be with you on this spirited occasion. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Denver Nuggets as they go up against the Chicago Bulls. Last game for Chicago, they ended up with a loss to the Warriors in Oakland. They suffered a blowout loss, trying to leave that one in the rear view and focus on the game at hand. And tonight we're going to see Isaiah Thomas, one of only a handful of players his size to make multiple All-Star appearances. Kenny, among players under 6 feet in height, is he the best ever?
Oh, I don't know if he's the best ever.
That's the question I asked you, though.
Because you think about
That's
Tiny Archibald. Think about Tiny Archibald.
Yeah.
Led the league in scoring and assists in the same year. Think about Calvin Murphy. Great rocket. You know, part of his production, but I think longevity-wise, we'd have to see over a longer term.
You know what happened once when I was a teenager?
What's
I went to a game in Atlanta when Tiny was playing, and they let people in free if they were under Tiny's height.
Oh,
and they had
wow.
one of those things right there so you could measure yourself.
Oh, that would be cool.
But I was a little too tall.
You were too tall, so you had to pay double.
I had to pay, yeah. But I remember being there. Shaq, do you have any entertaining stories about small people?
No, I do not. Anyway, he's one of the guys who inspires others. You know, it's really amazing to watch his growth from a role player to star.
Oh, I thought you meant his growth as from a little guy to a very little guy.
No, he's still short.
Okay.
But that's nothing against short people.
Nothing at all.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone. We have a very special treat for you here. No trick, it's the NBA on Halloween. It's a special October 31st matchup. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. At the United Center, Chicago fans are cheering for their Bulls. You look at the Nuggets. They've got to be hoping that the road will be a little kinder to them than their winless homestand they just concluded.
And you know, for the Nuggets, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Well, it figures to be a hectic finish to the season as they attempt to lock down a postseason berth. They've got very little margin for error the rest of the way.
At this very early stage, we know players are still trying to gel with one another. But Clark, just how much can a team really change between the start of the season and the end of the season?
Kevin, it can be a night and day change in some cases because of injuries or change in personnel. those things can show up during the course of a long season and make teams look totally different. And I think the changes that transpire with teams are usually more pronounced with younger teams, because you can actually sometimes see those guys get better and better from week to week.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Nuggets. Millsap and Jokic, the pair inside. Thomas and Barton are their backcourt. And it's Porter in at the 3. Now, here's Jokic. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
Back to Levine from outside the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Levine's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Last outing for the Bulls, it was a loss to the Golden State Warriors. Markkanen against Millsap. Back to Thomas. Barton outside. Shot clock at 5. The tray. And another miss by Denver.
Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, I did speak with Fred Hoiberg. He said the focus defensively is going to be making things difficult inside. He wants to get them off the three-point line and make them take as many mid-range shots as possible. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Lopez a screen. Down against Thomas. Down low. The shot will not fall. Good work defensively by Millsap. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now Barton had a tough time getting anything going against the Pelicans. He was a non-factor. The kick out to Porter. Outside Millsap. That's good on the jump shot.
Decisive on the catch-and-shoot jumper from Millsap. He's not going to let that opportunity go to waste.
And Greg, with Michael Porter combining the length, athleticism, and scoring ability, he's a rare prospect.
I mean, in high school, he was the #1 prospect on a lot of people's lists. Had the back injury in his only year of college, but everyone knew what he could do when given the chance. Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Millsap misses.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Now here's Levine. Jabari Parker unable to get his last shot to go. For 3. Levine can't hit. The Nuggets trail by 5. Barton outside. The dish to Thomas. Jokic a screen. Millsap a screen undone. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Parker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Dunn lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Kevin, I like what Levine showed there, not getting so locked in to his own offense. Keeps his head up, finds the open man.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And guys, these teams don't see each other too often, but last year they would have liked to see a little bit more of them, the way they were able to take care of their business.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I mean, anytime you have an advantage on the team and you're looking to pile up wins, you'd like to have them on your schedule more times than just a couple.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Portis comes in for Lauri Markkanen. Valentine's checked in for Jabari Parker. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Levine. Murray, good.
And even at 6'5", that's not a giant by any means. Murray elevates high inside for these buckets. He's a high percentage shooter down low for sure.
Now here's Dunn. Up top, Portis. Beasley with the rebound.
That's a good shot. Even though it couldn't find the bottom of the bucket, I like the shot quality.
We've got 1:23 left to play here in the first. Gomez kicks to Murray. Wiles with the screen. It's tipped, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Bulls leading by 5. Dunn outside. Portis against Wiles. Portis, the pass to Holiday. Shot clock at 6. Beasley with the steal. The pass to Gomez. Carter with the block. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. There's 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Gomez.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
Holiday, no one around him. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
Well, one thing you like there is the extra pass. Evidence that the game is starting to slow down for Dunn.
Murray against Dunn. Murray outside. To the middle. Here's Plumlee. Yep, that one goes. Plumlee's got his first points of the game.
And the clever passing of Murray, really moving the ball well around the court.
And so it's Chicago with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The 5'9" Isaiah Thomas has made a career out of proving his doubters wrong.
Ever since I was a little boy, they always said, you're not going to be this good in high school. Then when I got to high school and played pretty well, they said, well, you're not going to do that good in college. And when I got to college, they said, well, the NBA, those guys are too big. They're too fast, too strong. The things you do in college won't work in the NBA. And I've just kept pushing ever since. I have a goal of mine, that's I want to be one of the best little guys to ever play the game.
Well, no question about it, Greg. Isaiah Thomas still plays with something to prove.
Definitely what drives him. I mean, hungry to show that he's a top player regardless of size.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Looking at what we've seen from the Bulls, what do you guys think?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
Dunn and Holiday team up in the backcourt. Carter out there with Valentine. And it's Portis in at the 5 down low. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Yeah, another column in the stat sheet that hasn't gone in their favor. To climb back, they've got to put forth more effort.
Here's Murray. The Bulls getting the bucket. Beasley the screen. Murray kicks to Beasley. Mark, you were in Indiana after being drafted by the Pacers for a few seasons. Who are some of the more talented guys you played with there?
Well, Herb Williams, a teammate of mine at Ohio State, really outstanding big guy, mobile, could shoot it, excellent defender, shot blocker, and a high-quality guy. Vern Fleming was a guard that had size, excellent defender, driver of the ball. Wayman Tisdale, and he rest in peace. We lost Wayman a number of years ago to cancer. But really a gifted scorer. Steve Stepanovich, he and I both had to retire about the same time due to different knee trouble, and he was a rugged, mobile, good shooting big guy who I think would have continued to excel had he not had to retire.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
Parker's checked in for Chicago. Zach LaVine comes in for Dunn. The Nuggets also changing it up. Jokic comes in for Plumlee, and Isaiah Thomas subbed in for Malik Beasley. Jokic passes to Thomas. Jokic sets the screen for Thomas. Hernan Gomez in the corner. Back to Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Isles a screen on LaVine. There's Thomas with the 3.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvement. He said, the drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better. It's gotten me this far. Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. Now Jokic covered by Parker. Yes, that goes in. Jokic has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Nuggets.
Showing off that nice mid-range jumper. Jokic knows he has the green light to take these shots. Having now been a head coach for 5 full years, 2 years with the Kings, 3 with the Nuggets, Malone's had his fill of inexperienced rosters and has done a reasonably good job with them.
Now here's Thomas. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. And that one's good, Jokic.
Jokic has such nice instincts for a big guy. Knows exactly when to shoot off the catch.
LaVine against Thomas. And the dunk by Parker.
Really like the chemistry and the connection Parker has with his teammates. He's really awesome at connecting and finishing on those lob passes.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. And it's great to see how Malone's been able to develop these young players.
Yeah, it sure is, because I think the players have a lot of respect for him. They play hard for him, certainly. And they see he's willing to make adjustments. I think he does a nice job adapting his style to his personnel.
Thomas against LaVine. Parker outside. Portis sets the pick for Parker. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Parker's got 4 this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, listen, I've seen worse performances offensively, but no doubt that group was inconsistent.
For sure. Agree with you there. They just didn't have it. Seemed like they were a step behind and out of sync.
Chicago making some changes. Lopez comes in for Bobby Portis, and Lauri Markkanen subbed in for Carter. And then for Denver, Paul Millsap's checked in for Lyles. Porter comes in for Hernan Gomez. And Barton subbed in for Jamal Murray. Now, here's Thomas. He's coming off a 34-point game against New Orleans.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix. And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
LaVine can't hit. The Nuggets trail by 8. Outside, Porter. Barton outside. Jokic sets the screen for Barton. Shoots the 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. 1:04 left in the second quarter. LaVine against Thomas. Lopez a screen. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. LaVine's got the lead up to 10 now for the Bulls. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Thomas kicks to Jokic. Here's Millsap. Rebound collected by LaVine. The Bulls leading by 10. Tipped away. Millsap with the steal. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
And, you know, Paul Millsap is a guy who epitomizes professionalism. Wherever he's been, he's always played his role well. 6-man starter, star player. He does what's asked of him.
2 shots.
He's off on the first.
Underrated coming into the league and underestimated. Millsap doesn't have any doubters anymore.
Justin Holiday's checked in for Chicago. Dunn comes in for Zach LaVine. And then for Denver, Plumlee comes in for Jokic. And it's Beasley in for Thomas. Second free throw, no good. The Bulls have gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
Plumlee with a screen on Holiday. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. The Nuggets have missed both of their free throws tonight, 0 for 2 so far.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
1 shot.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Yeah, I've got mad respect for the way Barton carries himself. I mean, he's a terrific teammate. He does everything he can to impact winning.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Bulls lead by 12. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back. Ernie Johnson with Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Chicago holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are leading by 12. How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
You know what, Ernie? I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Denver?
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they mailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. You have to like what we're seeing from Jabari Parker.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination, strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. The Bulls leading by 12. Clark, if you need to win a Game 7, and you can't have KD or LeBron, but you can have any other one player in the league, who would you pick?
Wow, if you can't have either one of those guys.
How you like that question?
There's a great list. Harden, Curry, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard when healthy. And I think you'd have to throw Russell Westbrook in there, too, for a one-game situation where he could just go with the abandon he goes with. But I think I'm going to hang my hat with Kyrie Irving. He was part of bringing a championship to the Cavs a couple of years ago, my hometown.
So on the floor for Denver, Thomas and Barton are their backcourt. Inside, it's the talented pair of Millsap and Jokic, and it's Porter in at the 3 spot. And so here is Chicago, the Nuggets getting the bucket. Here's Parker, and he drops it in from the low post. Parker's got 8 points.
Sky is the limit for Parker. I mean, just an incredible player who is a remarkable leader for this team, especially considering how young he is.
Now, here's Thomas. Lopez with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Levine's got it. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
In the NBA draft a few years ago, some people said Levine was a reach at the 13th pick. Now he looks like a value get.
First one falls for him. And the Denver Nuggets, you look at their improvement last year, Clark, especially on their home court.
Yeah, you know, they owned the NBA's 4th best home record last season, Kevin. Went 31-10, and, you know, some of it obviously is the altitude, but also when you've got younger players, they play better at home because they're not quite emotionally mature enough to be consistent on the road yet.
The Nuggets trail by 14. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing from Jabari Parker.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior. The numbers on Paul Millsap. Good season for him last year. Last year averaged 14 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Here's Parker. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
And how about the quickness from Parker on the break? I mean, there's only so much you can do when he's sprinting the court like that.
Lopez against Jokic. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Dunn. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Denver Nuggets. On Thursday, they'll take on Kevin Love. and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz.
And for that matchup against the Grizzlies, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Al Levine following the three-point attempt by Jokic, and he gets the bucket. 6 points for Chris Dunn.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Thomas, that's good.
That's a shot Thomas is never going to be shy about taking. I mean, he's got confidence that if the three-pointer is there, he'll make it. Well, you know, you don't get to flourish like IT does without being very creative. Always finds angles to get a shot up, even when defended well. You do what you have to do at his size to finish a drive, and he's one of the best small guys in the league in finishing.
Al Barton, after Zach LaVine missed from long range. No good from 11 feet.
Has to be disappointing seeing him miss that one, Kevin. I mean, the defense wasn't bad, but still, I think he needs to convert from there.
The Nuggets trail by 15. And Isaiah Thomas, so great, Clark, at that floating shot over the help defender.
Well, at his size, you've got to have that in your bag. I mean, he just knows how to get that shot off and feel where it needs to be lifted from. Does the same thing with this passing out of traffic, and I think it's just his IQ and understanding. He's really one of the most exciting players in the league.
Jokic with the steal. Porter against Parker. Barton dishes to Thomas. There's the three. Denver the rebound. Millsap passes to Porter. Here's Thomas. Misses in close.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean, he just needs to settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself.
Now, here's Dunn. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 5. Levine kicks to Markkanen. No good on the triple. The Nuggets trail by 13. Pass to Thomas. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Chicago making some changes. Carter, he's checked in for Lopez. Portis comes in for Lauri Markkanen. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Dunn. Wiles kicks to Hernan Gomez. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
They really haven't backed away from running and gunning at any point, but their legs still look fresh.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
And he knocks down the first one. And both free throws good for Beasley. And there's a minute 45 left in the third. And here's Levine. 7 points in the game. Portis the screen. Here's Parker. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. The Nuggets trail by 11. Passes it to Lyles. And here is Hernan Gomez. Defended by Portis. Murray right side. Plumlee against Carter. 6 to shoot. And there's Murray on the assist from Plumlee. Murray's got it back down to within single digits for Denver. Levine against Murray. Levine passes to Portis. There's the screen. It's Parker outside. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
Boy, Parker is a genius in these pick and roll plays. Just knows when to cut and when to pop out for the easy shot. He rolls or pops effectively.
For Denver, they have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight.
At the line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That's good from Beasley. Valentine's checked in for Parker. And Denver with a change here, too. Paul Millsap is checked in for Juan Hernangomez. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Levine can't hit.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Now here's Millsap. Here's Murray. Down low, Plumlee. Good work defensively by Carter. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bulls out front, leading by 10. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on Coach Mike Malone.
Stay positive. Don't get down. We got a lot of time left. We're going to win the game. We are going to win the game.
Coach Mike Malone moments ago trying to get each guy to believe in himself, believe that this still can happen.
And the players have to trust each other. It's going to take all 5 guys working together to recapture that momentum.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. They've got Zach LaVine, Parker out there with Bobby Portis. Then there's Carter, and it's Holiday in at the 2 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
How about the strength from Thomas? Wills these shots in. Amazing how he fights through contact.
And it's been a tough past season and a half for Isaiah Thomas. Traded from Boston to Cleveland and then once again traded to the Lakers. Rare to see a guy get traded twice in a season following an MVP caliber performance like he had back in 2017.
LaVine can't hit.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jabari Parker. That is his first foul of the game. And it takes a certain team for Thomas to fit in with well. Wasn't the case, though, with the Cavs.
Yeah, Thomas is a point guard, not a pass guard. He's a guy that's going to look to score more than anything else. And it didn't quite work with the Cavs, but you put him in an up-tempo offense, that young man can flourish. Still young enough and is with a team more suited, I think, for his skills now. I bet he has a big bounce back year.
Now here's Parker following the miss by Jamal Murray. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I like Parker's versatility. He can play both forward positions, in part because he's so long and big, and he's got excellent mobility.
And you've got to root for Jabari Parker, the 2nd overall pick, Clark, back in 2014 out of Duke, but 2 separate tears of his left ACL have held him back.
Yeah, the injuries have certainly derailed his ascension, but the talent level is obvious, Kevin. I mean, this guy, his team won 4 state titles in Illinois at Simeon High School. That's actually the same school that produced Derrick Rose, and I think if he can stay healthy, he's clearly all-star capable.
And that one falls for Parker. Dunn, he's checked in for the Bulls. Both good from the line that time. The Nuggets trail by 9. Plumlee with a screen on Dunn. Now here's Thomas. Back to Murray. Plumlee with the screen. From 11 feet away. Goes back up. And that's 2 points on the layup.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And Thomas has it in the corner. Outside Millsap. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Carter's got rebound number 5 here tonight. To the inside. That's good from Dunn on the assist by Parker. That's now 8 points for Chris Dunn.
Tell you what, guys, there's no way you're stopping Dunn when he's that close to the hoop.
Holiday against Murray. Plumlee trying to break loose, and it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut to just 7 on the basket for Murray.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Dunn kicks to Parker. Sinks the three-pointer.
And, you know, when Parker finds his comfort zone now, he catches fire rapidly. And the defense really has no answer for him in that case.
Thomas dishes to Millsap. Plumlee sets the pick for Thomas. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Carter. Lowry Marketing comes in for Portis. And Levine subbed in for Justin Holiday.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Dunn with it. Lopez a screen. Parker against Porter. Parker drives in. 6 on the shot clock. Porter with a block.
And, you know, as he learns the game at this level, he's going to block more shots. Porter has the length and the ability to move his feet.
The Nuggets trail by 8. Outside Thomas. Porter in the corner. Here's Jokic. No good off the back of the rim. For Chicago, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Dunn passes to Parker. Good work defensively by Millsap.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Thomas. Millsap a screen. Thomas using the pick. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. They led by as many as 18 points. Here's Dunn. Parker trying to free himself up. And there's Dunn on the assist by Levine. Levine's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're down by 10. 1:43 left in the 4th quarter. Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Jabari Parker.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
Their losing streak had gotten to the point where anybody had to put his foot down. And even though there were other more probable candidates, he's been the one to take over that leadership role. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, I was able to catch what Mike Malone said to his team. He said, hey, we're still in this thing. We just have to trust each other out there. Be aggressive, stay together, and play as a team. We're coming back and winning this one. Pretty confident words, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Thomas. Lauri Markkanen unable to get his last shot to go. Can't connect from 14 feet out.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Chicago.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest tonight here.
And they just didn't seem to let up, whether the last several shots went down or not. 3 after 3, it just seemed to pay off for them.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Parker.
And I thought the defense really looked lost out there, helpless. He had an answer for whatever they threw his way.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, he's so creative with the ball and his ability to shake free from bigger guys to knock down those triples. Boy, that's a thing of beauty there.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Jabari, you guys really got after it tonight. Is this the kind of mentality you want to impose on the other team?
Just as long as I stay aggressive, don't rush the game, don't get outside of my game, but continue to play hard.
Well, you got your teammates looking for you tonight, Jabari. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
Just to open and act, but I'm the headline. But you don't hear me. I'm about to ship 3 mil off top. You got your deal off your man, I got my deal off price. But you don't hear me. I'm connected like Dub and with with ice cubes in my watch and dubs on the black bean. But you don't hear me. I'm getting paid cause I
Thank you for watching. Peace out.